We're back with another perfect manager experiment here on Football Manager, and these ones seem to be very well received by you guys, and this one's been requested by quite a few of you. Start in the lowest tier possible and give them good facilities and some money. Well, today we've done that. It's the Vanarama National League North. It's a perfect manager, and he's got all those things. That's all there is to it. I've just repeated myself, so let's get into it. I'm excited for this one. Let's hope he's a good one. Lee Stafford, ladies and gentlemen, with glasses. The first person with glasses from Midjourney in Football Manager as one of my Midjourney faces. A lot of you have been asking about how I input all these faces and all this kind of thing. I've mentioned it before, and I will mention it again. I've basically copied plates from a previous video on, I think it might have been the last Football Manager. But anyway, I might do a video on it. If you all want it, I will make a video on it because so many people ask, and yeah, you know, it's not that difficult. It's more difficult than it sounds more difficult than it is. So I might make a video on it, but that's for another time. This is going to be a long video. I'm going to stop waffling. Lee Stafford, manager of Alpherton, max attributes, frozen, of course. He is here, ladies and gentlemen, for 75 years. Yes, we've got 75 years to simulate, so we will be going through at a reasonable pace. You better believe it. At Alpherton, then, we haven't given them loads of facilities. Apologies. What have I given them? Money. £100 million a season. We do this with other teams and we do this with entire leagues, but today we've gone just Alpherton in the Vanarama National League North, £100 million a season. Now, what's interesting, were they professional before or did I make them professional? I can't remember, but he's here. He's got money to burn. We've actually given them £100 million as well to begin with, £125 million you can see in the bank. We've given them £22 million budget and a big, old, healthy wage budget. Yeah, they got all this money. They will be getting players in, and I've given them a good foundation to really sort of kick on. And of course, with the perfect manager, they have essentially got what it takes to become one of the best teams in the world. They will get a bigger stadium. Will it be long? I mean, nearly 4,000 capacity. They're going to get a stadium quite quick. But with 75 years, I think it's every 30 years they can do a stadium. Will we get the Lee Stafford Arena? Who knows? Now, will they go up at the first time of asking? That is a question on everyone's mind. The season preview thinks they will. 2 to 5 on. Again, has the media taken their money into consideration? I don't know. I don't know if they have. We're Alpherton. I'm not very knowledgeable on the Vanarama National League North. For those of you who have managed in the Vanarama National League North, let me know in the comments down below. Now, you might say, why Alpherton? Well, I'll tell you why. Frank. That little pug, the little fella, he's not actually here at this moment in time. He is at another property. He is at the sister-in-law's. But he came from Alpherton nearly 3 years ago. Well, he was born 3 years ago nearly. In May. By the time this comes out, he will be 3. Happy birthday, little Frank. Alpherton was the place we got him from. So, I wanted to pick a team from the Vanarama National League North or South. Seems as good a reason as any. Seems a shame he's not in this video. I'll flash up a picture. Anyway, let's go to 2024 and see if they go up. Well, they did it, didn't they, ladies and gentlemen? So they have gone up at the first time of asking. First and champions, Alpherton Town. So, Lee Stafford, what did he do in terms of transfers? Well, he spent £21,000 and he brought in some decent players. Now, in terms of the senior squad, in terms of the current ability, no one is up in the hundreds. We've got a few with potential to get into the hundreds, and we've got quite a few young players. Now, in terms of the wages, I would say this is very much a wage that probably far exceeds teams in this division. But they've got the money. Surely they can spend it. £188 million in the bank, and they've got a season budget of £72 million, a wage budget now of £1.1 million, and a difference of over £1 million. They're spending £53,000 a week on wages, which, yes, if you look at season preview, so Barrow are here, what are they spending a week? Half, £26,000. So we are spending the most possible. Now, we might run into financial fair play difficulties by overspending in certain divisions. That's not something I'd considered at the start of this experiment. Can we navigate that? I mean, transfer embargoes. I mean, if they sign enough players and they're spending enough money, transfer embargoes is nothing. Will they get points deductions and avoid promotion? We will find that out. Now, here we are in the Vanarama National League. They think they're going to finish 5th. We're going to jump forward 3 years to 2027 now, because I don't want to be doing 1 year jumps at this consistently, because realistically, 75 years, and we've simmed on after he leaves, it's just not doable, is it, for a singular video? We're already a few minutes into the recording because I'm waffling too much. 3 years then, can we get out of the Vanarama National League in those 3 years? The first season of the Vanarama National League, they finished 11th, mid-table, very respectable. Now, the media thought they were going to finish better than that. Unfortunately, they didn't. The following season was 10th, so we're very slowly making our way through the league. Oh, and this third season, we actually won it. So it's taken 3 years to get out of the Vanarama National League. We've gone up as champions. Fair play to them. In terms of Alphaton, we are currently spending £250,000 a week, about to go into League 2. Theo Archibald is on £15,000 a week as a key player. I mean, I'll be honest with you. They got him for free. He's worth that in League 2. Is he worth 15k? What's his current ability? 102. He's not worth that. He's looking at his attributes and his polygon. He looks a little bit better than 102 to me. I'd say he's a League 1 standard player. Is 15k too much for League 1? Yeah, it's still possibly too good for too much for League 1. But he's a squad player in the Championship. Man, no, 102. He's not. I don't know. I've bought players like this and played them. Oh, disappointing. Right, we're in League 2 then. The squad. Let's have a look. The wages. Nathan Newell is on £42,500 a week, and he was signed from Buxton. And he's been there a while, and how much has he been on 40 odd grand a week ever since he got there? He's a key player for them. 89 current ability at left back. Not good enough. 42 for Harry Perrett. He's now listed. He's 26 years old. Why is he on £42,000 a week? He's played 113 times, but he's crap. He's literally got 75 current ability. Right. Best player in the squad, Jude Smith. He's on £4,100 a week. Now, let me tell you now, that is a perfect wage for a player who's that good. £4,000 a week for a player, the best player in the team, at 106. He's got potential to get to 129. He is very much a League 1/League 2 player. He was signed for nearly £300,000 from Torquay. So speaking of transfers, let's go and have a look at the previous transfers that we've seen. So we saw the first season. The second season, he spent £57,000. Then we spent £33,000. Lots of free transfers coming in. Lots of free transfers. Spending it all on wages, really. 275k spent here. And it was all on Jude Smith. Everyone else was a free. Shay Connor. He's what? Oh, he was on loan. Oh, it says loan. Loads of free transfers then. And then this Pordy O'Connor. £110,000 from Birmingham. On £5,500 a week. 103. They're overspending, but it's not horrific. I mean, the two players in the 40s is horrific. I'm a bit concerned at that. They've got £341 million in the bank, though, so they are still earning money. I mean, they've earned, 160 million in the last 3 seasons, where their money that's coming in is 300 million. So they've spunked 140 million up the wall. The SMH Group Stadium, they built a new stadium in 2010. They've moved to Chesterfield, 10,000. But what? Where Min Q Bake has taken over to Tycoon. They've increased the stadium capacity. Temporary relocation to the SMH Group Stadium. Why? Not sure. The training facilities are up at 20 though, so they've spent money on the training facilities. That's good investment, because there's an experiment coming soon about facilities. Let me tell you, they are important. Much more important than coaches that we've already got out on the channel. Will that have come out beforehand? Not all simmed yet, but it might be simmed soon and recorded. So watch this space. If it's already there, then it's there and you've seen it. Or you've not watched it, go and watch it after this though. Lee Stafford then is doing all right. He's now a favoured personnel. He's been here 4 years. He's earned 2 promotions as well. So no wonder he's favoured personnel. League 2, 5th, they think they're going to finish. Salford are the favourites, and they are currently spending 70k on wages, so we're spending 3.5 times more, 5 times more of Shrewsbury, nearly 10 times of Stevenage, about 8 or 9 times. Swindon, 4 times. It's what's the League 2 rules? Is there any financial rules? Right, wage budget is limited to 50% of turnover. Oh, well, because we've got that £100 million TV deal, we might avoid financial issues. Minimum wage rules down here, £300 for full-time players of 19 years old, £400 for 22 to 21 year olds, then 24 to 79 years old, 425. 22 to 21, shouldn't that be 21 to 22? Football manager. What about 20 year olds as well? 19 and 20, I think. And where's 23? You're 20 and 23, you're screwed in League 2. So the financial fair play, teams competing in Sky Bet League 2 will not spend more than 50% of the projected income each month on player wages in order to comply with financial fair play regulations. A transfer embargo will be imposed. Club's finance will be monitored with the restrictions remaining in place so the club can show that its finances have improved enough for it to be able to meet future financial fair play regulations. Well, they have financial fair play regulations in the bag, don't they? So £100 million coming in per season. Happy days. Will we go up in League 2 inside a season? Inside 2, I think almost definitely. League 1, I think we'll probably be up in at League 1 inside 3 seasons. So we're going to go 5 years, and I'm hoping we're in the Championship. Let's go to 2032. Okay, so the first season we were in League 2, we finished 4th, which is 1 point outside of automatic promotion, and we lost out in the playoffs to Cambridge. It was very close for automatic promotion. 4 points separating the top 5 teams, and then we had Stevenage next to another 3 points further back. So 7-point swing, which is a hell of an end of season running, really, isn't it? Unfortunately, missing out in that season, surely got enough the next season. And we did. We went up as champions. So we hung on. We threw the playoffs. We threw our trip to Wembley in order to win the league. And we did so by 5 points. So as the 29-30 season was going to roll in, we were going to be in League 1. I would be fair. The first season we finished 11th mid-table. And of course, as you go through the leagues, it is much trickier to get out. So the Vanarama National League is hell to get out of when you're in there. League 2 is the easiest with 4 promotion places. If you're good enough to get out of the Vanarama National League, you're probably good enough to finish in the top half of League 2 and go from strength to strength, and you'll be out of there in a couple of seasons. Quite often. It does happen quite often. In the game and in real life as well. So League 1, that's where things start to get a little bit more dicey because you've got teams that are in the Championship who are actually competing against teams that have just come down from the Premier League. You know, look at this. I mean, Watford have just gone up with Reading, and Watford, Plymouth and Bolton have gone up. Reading are there, Charlton are there, QPR. These are big teams. So we managed to finish 11th in our first season. That's a very respectable showing. The following season, promoted. 2 years it took to get out of League 1, same as League 2. Well, shut me up then. It wasn't that difficult at all, was it? Yeah, so we're out of League 1 and up in the Championship. We got 1 year in the Championship to show for ourselves in this 5-year bit of sim. 18th we finished with quite a few teams on 52 points. Good 6 points clear of drop. So this season we're in the Championship and the media think we're going to finish 20th. Well, we've got over £500 million in the bank. We've got great youth facilities. Youth recruitment and junior coaching is not great. That needs to be improved. The Impact Arena has got 7,200 capacity. Lee Stafford is now an icon because he's taken them all the way to the Championship. Fair play to him. We are currently spending £1.46 million a week on wages, which is a lot. It is a lot. But look at this guy, Marius Sigurdsson, our best player at 132, £11,500 a week. That, I'm sorry, he's worth £11,500 a week in the Championship. I mean, he was bought for £12 million. He was bought for £12 million. Not the worst. It's not horrific, is it? I'm not overly happy with that signing at £12 million. About £8 million, I'd be saying that's a good deal. I think if he had a bit more potential about him, he was like 140 odd to 150, I'd say a great deal. Unfortunately, it's not. He was signed from Burnley. They tripled the money. Burnley saw us coming. And in terms of wages, I mean, look at this. I mean, £12,000 for Kellen Fisher. He's not too bad, is he? £300,000 from Birmingham. 126 to 132, 126 current, 132 potential. That's a good signing. A good signing, decent wage, a good Championship player. I mean, he's not going to get you promoted and he's not going to hang about in the Premier League, but he's not going to do much at all, is he? And then, I mean, 25 here for Matthew Cox. I'm not overly happy at that. He was signed for free. Joaquin Sosa at £46,000 a week. His polygon's fantastic. 123 current ability, 135 potential. He's 30. He's not going to make it. He looks better than 123, in my opinion. £46,000, £170,000 signing. When you've got the money, you've got to spend it. And he is, I'll be honest with you, I'm not too unhappy at that at £46,000. Maybe a bit high, but I'm not too disappointed at that. I mean, everyone else, look, 5.5, 9. Anger about Archie Stevens, £225,000 a week. Excuse me? £1.4 million from Blackburn, £225,000 a week. What the f***ing hell is he smoking? I'm going to have to beat that or put something over it. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely appalled. £225,000 a week for Archie Stevens. 121 current ability. There's another one. Another 220. Amadou Diallo. 118 current ability. 146 potential at 29 years old. He's never getting there, is he? He's laughing his way all the way to the bank. Look, he's trying not to smirk. I can't believe it. £500,000 has been spent on 2 wastes of fucking spacers. £11.5 million for Barnsley as well. They've had the pants down. Lee, what are you pissing about at? When did he sign him? Last season in the Championship. He played 25 times as well. 18 of them were starts. 6 goals. I hope he played as a cam or a winger. Anyone else? Oh, Felipe Loyola. 31, £125,000 a week. Signed for free from Huachipato. 17 games in the Championship, all starts. 74 grand for George Earthy. His contract's expiring. His last club was West Ham. He's been here. Oh, he's been here a while. He's been here since League 2, and he's 113 current ability. He's been here since, and he played 24 times, all of them off the bench. They've got to let him go. They've got to let him go at £74,000 a week. He's not good enough for the Championship, clearly, because he didn't start. And if you take away him and these 3, it's not horrific, is it? So we'll have a quick look at, we looked at the finances. So £1.46 million per week. We look at the season preview. West Brom, 91-1. 1-91, currently spending £2 million a week. Sunderland, £2 million. Norwich, 1.36. So they're spending less. They are spending less. West Ham, 2.3. There's quite a few teams spending more and a few teams spending in and amongst what we're spending. Of course, there will be teams that are spending less. Charlton, for example, they're spending £305,000. They haven't got the money to spend, though. We do, and we're spending it badly on 3 players who are, well, let's be real, shite. So we've had a quick look and we've seen some of the transfers that have come in. So 6 million. Peter Kay. They've signed Peter Kay for £6 million. Garlic bread. Topical reference. 125 games he's played for them. He's only on £10,000 a week. He played a lot from the bench last season. He's 24 years old. He's quite versatile, and he's 119 current ability, 137 potential. He's probably worth keeping around in the squad for the next few years, maybe a couple of years while we're in the Championship. I think the Championship is going to be very difficult for us to get out of. We're going to do a 10-year jump as well, and I wouldn't be surprised if we're still in the Championship in 10 years. Like that is something I would not be surprised for. But yeah, so Peter Kay is giving up comedy, and he's come and signed for Alpherton. Obviously got himself in shape. Justin, then fine, we'll go for it. Justin Aboav Justin Aboav Waduo. Justin Aboav Waduo. Yeah, that will do. Thank you very much. £13,000 a week. £7 million from Rotherham. He has been instrumental in them getting up into the Championship, and he played 46 times in the Championship last season in a 46-game season. He is a key player for them, clearly. 124 current ability. He's on £13,000 a week. That's a perfectly fine wage. Transfer fee may be a touch excessive, but look, I've had enough with some of the wages that we're spending. I mean, look at this. Darren Bradbrook has gone for £2.6 million to Sheffield Wednesday. Look at that. Signed for £115,000. Couple of seasons in the squad. Bang. Sheffield Wednesday, £2.6 million. Earning a profit. I mean, he's 131 current ability, potential ability 136. They could have done with him rather than the 2.6 million. So again, a bad deal, because he would have been a nice squad player this season in the Championship. Again, £1 million for Luke Chambers, 1.1 for Archie Stevens. Yeah, Archie Stevens. Luke Chambers, £23,000. Again, did we look at him? He looks okay. £23,000, 1.4 million. I think we must have looked. If we didn't look at him, I'm happy enough with that signing. £43 million. Christ. Marius Sigurdsson, 8 million, rising to 12. We've seen that. Amadou Diallo, oh my, 8.5. Ben Walker from Sheffield United, he's on £5,500 a week. 139 potential. He's 21 years old. He's resolute as well. Not too bad. Andy Murray, no longer playing tennis. 6 million from Bolton. Again, what's that for a positional map? 6 million. Not paying loads on wages. When you're not paying loads on wages, I don't mind some of these transfer fees. But yeah, £43 million. And this season, we've just signed Diego Rojas from Colo Colo. You look at Colo Colo and you think, hello, this is going to be a 170, 180 potential. No, 134. Right, 10 years. Let's go 10 years. We're in the championship. Let's go to 2042. Okay, so, spoiler, we're still in the championship. So yeah, our first season was there and we finished 18th as previously discussed. And then we finished 13th, making moves up the league. Then 12th, then down in 19th. That's not great, is it? Oh, then out of nowhere up in 4th, missing out via the playoffs. Then we're down in 15th again. Bit up and down, aren't we? Then down in 16th, so that 4th seemed like a lucky season. Then we're in 5th. Okay. Missed out again in the playoffs. And then 21st. What on earth happened there? Finished 5th. Didn't go up. 21st. Then we finished 10th. Okay. Wolves and Norwich, both going into administration and getting points deductions. And this most recent season, we finished 10th. So the media season preview thinks we're going to finish 11th. So they think we're going to be mid-table. So we've had a couple of seasons where we've done exceptionally well. Let's have a look at the squad then. Right. Current ability. Okay. This is a little bit more like it. 139 for Gerard Mvondo. Signed for £84,000 and he's on 35k a week. 35k a week is a little high. However, when you've got the amount of money that we've got, I'm telling you, I'm happy enough with that. 159 potential ability, 139 current ability. And he's 23, so he's probably not going to get there. But do you know what? Acceptable. Very acceptable signing. I'm happy enough with that. Well done, Lee. Miguel Cabrera, another 100. He's on £225,000 a week. I mean, he doesn't know where he wants to fucking play, does he? Signed for £11.75 million from Liverpool. Who's signing for £2.4 million? What's his current ability? He's there. Current ability, 139. Potential ability, 139. Move on. 4.9 million and £22,500 a week for what is honestly the best name I might have seen on this Football Manager. Bam Bang Prasetyo. Bam Bang. What a name. Worth the transfer fee alone. Barely played. He's the better goalkeeper. Although he's not, Emre Niklasson is actually better, or same, but better potential. He's 33 though, and he was signed for 600k from Swansea. He's been here quite a while actually. Again, right, so let's look at some of the wages. Michelle Gillam on £375,000 a week. What? He's awful. 32 years old. Get him gone. Modibo Maiga, £275,000 a week. Again, 134. Potential ability 173. So if he gets there, fine. Signed for £165,000. Signed for less than he's getting per week. Yamandu Alves on 275. Oh my God, we're spending so much on a load of crap. Always going to be the case. We've got less than £500 million in the bank. Lee Stafford is the manager. Nicky Law Park was built in 2036, 6 years ago. Capacity of nearly 18,000. Loads of transfer budget. We're currently spending £4 million a week on a load of rubbish. The media still don't think we're going to go up. Yeah, just whipping through the transfers. We're just going to quickly go through. I mean, they spent £52 million this season. Luke Harris for £16.25 million. He's gone. Connor Holmes for nearly 11. He's now at Peterborough. He left on a free after playing 272 games for us. So he came in and he was a good player. A good player. He's at 34 now. His potential was 144. I'm not sure what he ever got to and what he was getting paid while he was here, but he played a lot. I can accept that. James Beadle is now a coach. We've just seen Michelle Gillam. He's getting too much money. He's been here since 2034-35. He probably didn't come in on that wage. He's probably... Well, no, how's he negotiated that wage? How's he negotiated up to that wage? I mean, he's on 280 games, 53 goals. I don't know. Right. This season, £38 million spent. We got 12.75 back. Mark Budris from Portsmouth. He's now at Aberdeen. He left to go to Celtic on a free. Sorry, Celtic bought him for £12.5 million. We spent £26 million. £51 million spent this season. Finley McAllister is now an unemployed assistant manager. Marcelo Garcia, he's still here. £17 million from Bournemouth. and he's on £170,000 a week. Doesn't look very good. 6.25, not much there. Giovanni Bucciano, he's now at Empoli, went left for free. Signed for £15.5 million. Lee, you are having an absolute mare, my son. Like, where's the golden generation of players like we had on the Leicester file? I mean, they did have a good youth academy and stuff as well, and that helped. And I think, to be fair, I think they signed like a dozen amazing players. They had a spell in the early 40s, didn't they, with our perfect manager at Leicester, where like 2 or 3 of them were really good, and they propelled them to a few league titles. They had about 15, 16 years of nothing, and then they seemed to get like 6 world-class players that were like in the 190s for potential, with great personalities, in the space of like 3 seasons. And I guess when you've got this kind of money, you just spend it willy-nilly. I mean, this guy, he's wanted at end of contract. He's on 33 grand a week. He's nearly £14 million spent. They're going to let him go, aren't they? £25 million spent this season. £45 million spent this season. God, look at this guy. £23 million spent, 115 grand a week. Awful. And then when that's present day. Right, we're still in the Championship. Surely, in another 10 years, we'll be out of the Championship and in the Premier League. Surely. Go to 2052. I don't believe it. We're still in the Championship. We're still in the Championship, ladies and gentlemen. Right, 6th, we finished. Then we got promoted. We finished 2nd. The 44-45 season, we were actually in the Premier League for the first time. And we stayed up. 16th. Hello. Leicester have won the league. Blackburn are up getting Europa League football. Arsenal, Chelsea down here. Man United down there. That's realistic. A joke because it hurts. Then we finished 16th again. Man City win the league again. Leicester down in 8th. Disappointing. We'll check in on who's been winning the Premier League up to this point as well in a few moments. But yeah, 16th. 16th again, 3 years in a row. Then 14th. Oh, we've been in the Premier League quite a bit then. We've just got relegated in the 48-49 season. And then we finished 3rd, missing out in the playoffs. Then we got promoted in the 50-51 season, finishing 2nd again. And then we've just come down, finishing 19th. That's the most recent season. So we are now down in the Championship. Look at United in 16th. They're going down soon. Past winners of the Premier League. Well, Chelsea have got 4. Fulham have won 1 there. United won 1 back here. Unrealistic. Leicester, Man City a couple. Liverpool, Man City were loads. Newcastle, pretty standard apart from Fulham and Leicester. But, of course, we all have a fond memory of Leicester winning it in real life anyway, don't we? So, Alfredson, they're in the Championship. The season preview says they're favourites to go up as champions. Interesting. We're currently overspending on wages, spending £6.5 million. We've got £1 billion in the bank. The squad, well, we've actually got some good players. 230 grand a week on 159 accountability for Che Calver. Overspending, but hey, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I mean, £375,000 a week for Ivan Radicevic. £9.25 million spent. He's transfer listed by request. Let me tell you, Ivan, you're not getting anywhere near £375k a week elsewhere. I mean, William Quintal, £195,000 a week, signed for £42 million. I mean, unless he's not been playing and he's depreciated badly, what the hell have we been messing around at? I mean, Jesus. £171 million spent this season here. Look at that. I mean, you spent, to be fair, it's split around. A lot of these players will be long gone. 77 million, 121 million, a 30 million for Mark Romero. He's now contracted for Monaco. 140 to 147. Left Alfreton on a free. He was here for a few years, to be fair. Did well for us, so can't complain at that. Kept us in the league a few times as well. £87 million spent this season, 38 million, nearly 40, well, up to 49 million on Jerry Iser. He then left on a free to go to Freiburg. Lionel Liel, £30 million loss. Barely played him. Give me strength. I loved the Leicester one. This has been just a source of great frustration. I'm absolutely fuming. William Quintal, 42 million. We've just seen that. I'm looking at him again. Che Calver was 35.5 million. But he's fantastic. He's a 159 player. That's a great price. That's a fantastic price. He's been here for a few years. He's done very good for the club. He's on too much money, £230,000 a week. But if he was on £150,000 a week, I would not be grudged at a 159 current ability player. You need to be spending that on Premier League quality players. And he's a Premier League quality player. So Yeah, the £58 million this season here. I think we went down. £181 million out, yeah. Lots of players left. Look, someone went to Barcelona. He's now at PSG. Look at that. £15 million we spent, sold him for 29. That's a bit of a transfer. That's what I'm talking about. 156. So we've actually had some half-decent players. We've just not got them here right now. I think we're going to be back up in the Premier League next time. I think we're making that move. £70 million spent there. £79 million spent this most recent season. And we're going to lose quite a few players, almost certainly. Rodolfo Garcia, 200k a week he's on. 161 potential, he's 32 years old. Right, we're in 2052. Let's go to 2062. Right, we're in the Premier League. Man City and Chelsea have just won it the last few years. So that's that. And we just finished 12th, okay? Went up as second place again. Still can't win the bloody championship. And then we finished 11th, then 15th, then 14th, 13th, 11th, 10th, 12th. Conference League football. That's a Carabao Cup win if I've ever seen one. And then we finished 6th getting Europa League football. Is that through the league or is that through winning the Conference League? We will go and have a look at that in a moment. 60-61. And then we finished 12th with Europa League football, which isn't ideal. But hey, mid-table. Season preview. The media thinks we're going to finish 3rd. £697 million in the bank. We're spending £8 million on wages. We have won a Conference League in 2061. We beat Union Berlin. Our Carabao Cup win was against Sheffield United, who are in the Championship currently. Right then. So, Lee Stafford is a club legend. We've got facilities for days, nearly £700 million in the bank, spending a lot on wages. I expected more. I expected some 170s and 180s. For considering that the media think we're going to finish 3rd, we are not littered with players that are phenomenal. And oh my God, I thought that was bad. £450,000 a week for Walter Correa. I mean, he's a fantastic player. £58 million from Valencia. Good signing for the... And look at that. 23 years old. We've got years left in him. But then look, 5'7". Is that the most? We've got 3 at 5'7". A 140. £65 million from Al Tawoon. He's unhappy. Why? About qualifying, failure to qualify for the Europa League. Malik Sek, 100k from Generation Foot. He's on £575,000 a week. He's been here for a long time. They've signed him from Young for cheap. Brilliant. Why is he on that a week? Sinvaldo Nunes, £32 million from Blackburn. I'm not too unhappy at some of these transfer fees. 168 is his potential ability. He's 30 though, so he's not going to get there. We've got a lot of money being tied up in some of this. Too much has been spent in wages on players that are not quite good enough and worth it. I mean, what are you going to do? And let's go and have a look at some of our transfers dealings. So 104 million we spent there, 66, 115. So £68 million on Diego Sastre, who, to be fair, he's now at Tottenham for free. He went to Al Ittihad for 35.5 million. We bought him from Newcastle for 68 million. We overspent. His market rate was in the 30s. He did a couple of seasons for us and went to Al Ittihad. He's currently 130, potential 146. He was never worth £68 million. £171 million spent in this season. Yeah, a lot spent here. Then 219 million. Matar Dieng, he's still here. He's on £450,000 a week. He's not a bad player, 152. Slightly overspent. There's Sinvaldo Nunes from Blackburn, as we see. £208 million as well. £63 million for Javier Gonzalez from Dortmund. He's on £475,000 a week. He's wanted by teams at the end of his contract. He's 34 years old. His potential ability was 162. He's currently 141 at 34. I like to think he was probably in the 150s, 160s when he was here. He's been here for a while. He's played a lot in the Premier League. He's helped us get trophies. £60 million might be a bit steep. What are you going to do? £182 million. The thing is, we don't often spend it on one big player. Lautaro Marini from Liverpool there. We do spread it around. It's not like 150 million spent, 125 on one player. That's what I will say. You always get a good transfer haul. A lot of players coming in. I mean, Walter Correa, £58 million. We've seen him. Fantastic. Rini Radic, again, £47 million. He's asking to leave. He wants a new contract. Yeah, because he wants probably £400,000 or £500,000 a week, like the rest of his bloody joke of teammates. 149 current ability. Not enough. Not enough. And then £16 million spent there. Then £46 million. I mean, is our Tycoon gone? No, we've got another Tycoon, Raphael Ebner. We've had Tycoon, We failed the championship financial fair play regulations a couple of seasons in the 30s. Missed that. Chairperson Minkyu Beck leaves in 2050. We had Takeshi Sakamoto, who took over. He then left after 6 years, and Raphael Ebner came in as a tycoon. Nice. We've only got a tycoon then, who's not really backing us financially. Look at that. I mean, okay. He has backed us. Sorry. Media think we're going to finish third. I don't. But we're in the Premier League. We've got mid-table for the last few years. We're going to be here for, I think, the long haul now. So let's jump forward again. Let's go to 2072, another 10-year gap. Look at that. 16th in the most recent season. No previous winners. We did finish 5th that season, we're getting Champions League football. Then 5th again, getting Champions League football. 4th, 7th, getting Champions League football. Must have won the Europa League from 7th. Yeah, must have won the Europa League. Conference League in 8th. Europa League football from 10th. That's another Conference League win. So we are getting some trophies. 9th, 7th, 16th. What on earth happened this season? Lee Stafford, you're having a laugh. Facilities for days. Only £305 million in the bank. Wow, the wage budget has been dropped to £6.5 million. So tightening those old purse strings. We did get the Europa League. We did get another Conference League as predicted. So we won against Sevilla in the Conference League and against Tottenham in the Europa League. We've actually come runner up twice as well against Nice and Villarreal. So we've had a little bit of good experience in the European competitions. No Champions League finals to speak of, unfortunately. Lee Stafford is still, of course, in charge. He's going to be here for another 25 years. Walter Correa is still here at 33 years old. Well, he's going to be a club legend, surely. He's been well worth every single penny. He's now on £925,000 a week. Jesus Christ. Lewis Jackson's on $500,000. 30.5 million bought from Man City. Do you know what? The wages are a bit much, but his transfer fee's fine. All these players here, I mean, they're in the 150s. Who's the best player? Jose Maria Morales, £375,000 a week, signed for £61 million. 173 current ability, 177 potential. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. That's the kind of signings you need. Yeah, and these guys at 350, and then they're in the 160s, 150s. They're doing all right. I don't know what's just happened that season. 7th, the media think we're going to finish. 16th was abysmal. That's sackable, isn't it? If he wasn't locked at the club, he would be sacked. 100%. 30k in terms of the capacity. Walter Correa is just a club icon, not a club legend. And yeah, it's just a bit disappointing, really. I mean, in terms of transfers over the last few years, £120 million spent there. 186, 162, 75. I mean, Simon Murphy signed from Real Madrid. He was here for 3 years, played 55 times, retired at 35. He was signed for 57 million at 32 years old. Lee. So the money has not helped him. It has, of course. They've got to the Premier League. They wouldn't have got to the Premier League and won stuff without the money, I don't think. But they've not done well at all, have they? I wonder if they had great facilities and no money, would they have done better? Probably not. I mean, the AI is awful, isn't it? The AI is king of making bad transfers. In 2072, yeah, as I say, media think we're going to finish 7th. What should we do now? We've got 26 years to 2098 when he leaves. Let's do one more 10 years to 2082, then we'll do the final 16 years as a winner. I'm hoping he gets some trophies. I want a Premier League and a Champions League. 100%. 8th. And nothing. We're going to finish with no trophies. Right. So yeah, after 16th, we then finished 7th. Then 17th. We nearly got relegated. And again, then up in 8th. What on earth's going on? Then 7th, 11th, 13th, 11th, 8th. Europa League football for West Brom from 18th. £131 million in the bank. The wages are now down at 4.8. Still got the £100 million income. All these general sponsors. Nicky Law Park's been increased to 36,000. Players. Right. Current ability. 166. Aris Kokorilis. £250,000 a week. £18.5 million. Oh my God. Almost perfect. 173 potential. He's 29. He's not going to get there. But he's been here years. He's been a great servant for the club. A great polygon. £250,000 a week is a bit steep. But for a player of that quality, probably not. Not in the current landscape of everything. And do you know what? We've not got horrendous... Aiden Day. £63 million from Tottenham. £325,000 a week. If he was in the 150s, I can sort of see why. Sullivan Roger. what a player he looks like. 18.25 million from Standard as well. 240k a week. We went shopping in Standard. West Ham and AC Milan want him. The wages are not killing me this time. I'm not too disappointed. In terms of transfers, we're actually spending almost breaking even most seasons. Wow, look at that. £50 million profit. £130 million loss there. Wow, £70 million profit. So a lot of players have probably come in and they've probably left due to the fact that we've not been doing that well and money hasn't been enough. I mean, in terms of past winners, we've seen it's Chelsea and Man City who are just dominating. Tottenham have been in and amongst it, but Chelsea have done so well. They're at 10 Champions League. Tottenham have won 4 Champions Leagues in a row. Again, we finished run up again in the Europa League in 73, 74. This has been so dismal. I'm so disappointed. Let's go to the end. He left 12th. And it doesn't look like we won a Premier League. No Premier Leagues. But let's whip through this. Champions League football from 11th. That's winning. They won the Europa League again. Right. Champions League football finishing 5th. Down in 10th. 11th. 10th. 8th. 13th. 17th. 12th. 11th. 12th. 12th. 10th. 12th. 12th. Disappointing. I'm absolutely fuming. Appalled at how badly he's done. Not 1 Premier League, 3 Europa Conference Leagues, 2 Europa Leagues, 1 Carabao Cup, no FA Cup in 75 years. The Nicky Law Arena is now 50,000 capacity. Lee Stafford is a club legend. I don't even really want to look at the squad. They've disappointed me. They're now spending a bit more on some of the players. The overview, they've got £189 million in the bank, wage budget of £4 million. I'm just absolutely appalled. Let's go to the end, and I want to see if the new manager can come in and win anything. I've actually gone really far, 21:43, because I went to sleep. And my little lad slept much better last night, because I simmed this overnight last night. And I expected to get up about 3 in the morning. It'd be about 21:15, 16. No, 6 a.m. Nice one, little one. Premier Division then. Alverton have won a league and they finished 2nd. I can't believe it. They've got 2 Premier Leagues in 2104 and 2139 and a Champions League in 2108. They've had a lot of managers. They had 74 years and 335 days of Lee Stafford. And then, they've had a serious manager merry-go-round. Bournemouth are currently winning the Premier League. We're 2nd. Bournemouth have got 13 Champions Leagues. We've come run up there against Valencia. We've just won a Europa League a few years back. So what we got? 4 Europa Leagues. We've finally won an FA Cup as well. 5 Conference Leagues. 3 Carabao Cups. So since we've gone, they've done much better. But to be fair, the foundation was laid to begin with by getting them all to the Premier League. Without perfect manager, I don't know if they would have got there. Maybe that's something we might do. Maybe we might allow the club to sack their manager as much as they want. Give the club a load of money. And alongside that, we have a manager locked at a different club with max facilities, youth and all that jazz. But then that depreciates over time, so we'd have to keep coming back in and putting it back to 20. I'm not averse to be fair. It's something to consider. Anyway, that is the end of today's experiment. It's been... I don't even know what to make of this one. I'm so disappointed he didn't win a Premier League or a Champions League. I thought he'd definitely do it. I thought the perfect manager would make some good signings. I guess it just goes down to luck and what the AI does. Maybe because he had all that money, he wasn't looking for potential wonderkid bargains, and he just went and spent on players that were overpriced. Because a lot of them were. A lot of the transfers we looked at, I wasn't overly impressed by. When we looked at the Leicester save with the 50-year manager sim, perfect manager, go and check it out. There was a lot of good players. There was a lot of bad ones. I'm not saying he was perfect. I mean, he was perfect in terms of attributes, but his transfer dealings were, I would say, maybe a 5 out of 10. There was a lot of rubbish, wasn't there? A lot of rubbish. But there was a few superstars that he got, and he happened to get a load of them at the right time, all together. Like 5 or 6 of the best players in the world. Like if you had a World 11, he probably had 4 or 5 of them, and then maybe a couple that were on the bench. Loads of players over the 180s and 190s. A lot in the 170s. Not enough in the 170s in this experiment. And like I say, because those kind of players, they're a lot harder to get. And when your players are 140s or on 3 or 4, £500,000 a week, how can you afford someone who's twice as good? I don't know. Anyway, that's the end of today's experiment. Hope you enjoyed it anyway. Hope you've enjoyed it at home, watching my despair. Let me know down below other sort of variations of this kind of thing that you want to see me do, because I love the manager sims, and I know you guys do too. So any input, any feedback, greatly appreciated, because yeah, I'd love to take some of your ideas and sort of incorporate them into some of these. Other than that, yeah, take good care of yourselves. Stick on the channel and watch something else if you want. If you're not sick of my voice, spot's still there, isn't it? The state of it. The shadow there, even worse. Still there. Gone for life. Anyway, take good care of yourselves. I'll see you soon.